Alrighty everyone, Cuckoo Kachu to you and all my nobodies not watching out there. Finally, the new games are available for download, so I gotta download the one that I want to start with. I think I'm gonna go with Dragon Ball Z, or Dragon Ball Breakers, or the Breakers, because I feel like that's the game I'm gonna want to play the least long times, and, you know, it's kind of late already. Not really, but a little bit. And I don't know how much I will or won't enjoy it. And I gotta wait for that to download, so I need to at least get to a sort of save-ish point on this. So yeah. A short but telling pause. Anonymous. How anonymous? Sort of anonymous? She's obviously conflicted about whether she should tell me, or maybe she's pretending so that I worm it out of her. I've been a good sport ever since I walked through her door. Maybe appealing to her sense of morality will work. I really need your help. I want to prevent the tension between the local anarchs and the court from escalating, and every lead helps. She briefly considers her options, then gives up. It's my sire, Carter Vanderweyden. Oh. He's brokering information. It's like, everyone knows becoming the Prince of New York is his ultimate goal, and that he wants to make friends in all the high places. Sharing useful intel is a pretty effective way to achieve that. So you're telling me that he, a Malkavian Primogen, sold this list to an anarchic baron? Is that crazy? Because if it is, well, you know, Malkavian, so I don't know if that's actually what happened. I don't remember. I don't think it was. But I also don't think she's a fan of her own sire, so, you know. Sure looks like it. Why would he suggest his own child to somebody? To have a person on the inside. Just another way to further his information web. Wouldn't they realize you two are close? It's like, the story going around is he left me alone and I hate his guts. Well, at least half of that is true. She's talkative. Probably sees me as a way to undermine Carter. Let's see how much further I can push her. Huh. I was wondering how someone like you could control a company like Double Spiral. I suppose a friend in high places would explain it. Yeah, lucky me. Not happy about being a boss? Not happy about ruining Montgomery? Not happy about being rich? Say boss. Not happy about being a girl boss? Leading one of the biggest IT companies in the country? A boss, huh? She stares at a dozen of displays on the wall in front of her. Do you remember the Y2K era internet? Jesus, I barely remember the internet at all. My people can't really use it. But yeah, I guess I sort of remember. Forums, GeoCities, browser wars, all the handmade amateurish web pages. It was the golden age. Everyone was welcome to freely express their creativity and obsessions in this abstract new frontier. No formulated rules. Every site was a distinct new universe to explore. You know, as a kid, for some reason, I kept saving every web page that moved or changed me in some way. I don't even know why I did it, but today, a folder with these is one of my greatest treasures. Fast forward to today, I'm the boss of a company that has one overarching goal. Steer the online narrative in every possible way that benefits the camera reel. And because of that, the online world is so fucked right now, I can only use 5 websites or so. I can do it using wow, okay. I mean, but you're not necessarily wrong, it's just sad. Every day I deploy thousands of believable sock puppets to force some belief on the masses. Right now they're being managed by these ghouls. Soon they'll be partially managed by AI. Basically an all-American version of the Chinese 50-cent party. A new pattern of public opinion guidance. Ever since I was a teen, I've pretended to be different people online for fun, aping the posting patterns for something I turned out to be horrifyingly good at. I became even better at it after the embrace. Something the voice of Malkov in my head. After several years, it became a one-person internet empire. I could impersonate anyone. I love this shot. Like, it's sort of showing the room and sort of showing us and sort of showing like where I've been, but you can see where it's like kind of messed up in places where like I've been, like my presence sort of diffuses it, and I think that's pretty cool. I dream of tulips, a humble florist from Chattanooga who strives to share positive energy with the audience using photos of beautiful bouquets, motivational quotes, and the occasional The Office gif. Volva Hufflepuff, a single mom from Brighton, who reckons all those trans women must be bonkers and spend seemingly every waking moment of her life having a row with anyone who disagrees. Polygon Classes, a 19-year-old kid from Utah who keeps posting Y2K 3D renders of poorly proportioned, scantily clad ladies and telling his audience to remember what they took from you. I love you so much, Hope. It's like, what? Like, there's so much wrong with you. Like, it's like, never forget the original Laura Croft. Somehow this talent got me here, where it's no longer fun, but work. Work I usually entrust to these schools because all my duties, I want out before my entire fucking mind gets monetized. Oh wow, yeah, no, not. I think this is the time I actually said the right thing. Not fun being the boss. Like, not. Yeah, I think I actually made the right choice here. But Carter won't have that, so I'll keep doing my best for both him and Double Spiral's investors. So that's why she wants me to look at him. She's his prisoner, basically. Okay. I assume most of your operations focus on New York City? A lot of them, yeah. How do you imitate a New Yorker voice with these sock puppet accounts? Living in Manhattan and being mentally unstable makes that shit easy. To be a normal, well-adjusted person from outside the city, everyone else here seems mentally unstable. Ever watch that 9/11 Howard Stern show? No? Check it out someday. It's educational. Ask anyone about NYC about it, and they're like, it was a great bonding moment. He was helping us all make sense of everything. He kept saying what we were all thinking. I'm not familiar with that. Then you'll listen to it, and it's everyone yelling what we need to nuke somebody, and maybe the entire world, to get rid of the Muslims. Human rights, no investigations, take their oil. Cheery. Like, oof. Okay. I'll avoid that. That's probably why I haven't. You watch it, you study it, you witness that specific brand of humor in the face of tragedy, and you understand that nothing outside of NYC really exists for the people who live here. Or the vampires. A foundational text, really. Whenever I need to get in that New York mindset for work, I let it play in the background. Works like a charm. Seriously, give it a shot sometime. Okay. Someday I might. For now, I think I'll confront Vanderway, waiting with what you've told me. Or is it what you haven't told me? What's the story? Me? Oh, of course, I haven't told you anything. You're such a good investigator, you figured it out by yourself. And if he asks, just tell him Kaiser told you the info. That should do the trick. I see. Thank you. Before, I did nothing. Let Nas just show you out. And if you don't know Vanderway's address, just Waiden's address, just ask her. What do you do? Just like... That was like one of the least weird encounters with a Malkavian you can have in a game like this. Like... And it was still like... I don't know why, but I feel like I need an adult and I feel violated. I don't know, like... That was actually not that strange. But it still unsettles. What's going on? Why am I in space? What's the deal with the moon? Why are you bringing the moon into this? Don't bring the moon into this. The moon doesn't need to be here. We don't... Thank you for having me, Mr. Vanderwayden. No need, no need. I'll be happy to assist your investigation in whatever way I can, Miss Sawinski. Yeah, I never really liked him, but... That sickening sweet smile and this office, spacious but oppressive. Here's a man who knows how to subtly unnerve people, but does he even realize it? And I'm sure the presence of the esteemed Addison Payne will guarantee I'm totally transparent. Am I right, Addison? Oh, it's this guy. Was he even important in the last one? I forgot. He's just sort of there. It looks like I've interrupted a friendly meeting. In the far corner of a room, I spot glasses of blood and 2 spittoons. Vices and follies of the rich. So what, are they just wine tasting, but with blood? Like, but we don't swallow. That would be, so pedestrian, so plebeian. It's just the taste. It's like, okay. Are you sure I'm not wasting your time? Not at all, busy as I might be. I can't say I'm not curious about the findings in the case. Motherfucker looks like he's from Juju Kaisen. I'm concerned. Yes, my thoughts exactly. So how are you handling your newfound responsibilities? I'm managing. I'll start by asking the obvious. Where were you during the night during Douglas Callahan met his untimely demise? Vanderwayden raises an eyebrow and then lets out a restrained chuckle. Hear that, Edison? I might be suspected of foul play. Exciting, isn't it? Carter, no antics, please. Just answer the question. Of course. Well, I was right here, just like I told Prince Anhard. As much as I love to celebrate my power, sometimes one has to celebrate the amount of work piling up on their desk. So your alibi is you were right here. Alibi? Yes, I suppose. Can anyone back up your story? Well, I did make a few business-related phone calls as I was working, so there's that. That doesn't really answer my question, does it? He regards me with a stare reserved for a troublesome child. Miss Lewinsky, this right here is my private little fortress. A space specifically designed to make me focus. I don't really let people in to break that focus. Aside from occasional esteemed guests, such as yourself, of course, and a few wonderful Mexican women responsible for the cleaning duties. So you don't have an alibi. The look in his eyes screams, why won't you at least pretend to try and get on board with my program, kid? I suppose, but why would that matter? Because I found something that belongs to you and the victim's person? Pardon me? Took the words right out of my mouth. We're not talking a murder weapon or something of that caliber, of course. No, it was a short list of 4 names, unaffiliated kindred, who whose services could be useful to anyone interested in toppling the current power balance in NYC. Tamika, Hope, D'Angelo, Agathon. Excuse me, Miss Lewinsky, but I'm afraid I don't follow. How is that something that belongs to me? I have it on good authority that it's a short list you've been shopping around to anybody interested in hearing news. NYC. Could be Camarilla or Anarchs. Ah, man, I hope I can set you up. And you can be like, but maybe maybe she didn't. I don't know. I don't remember. Addison tenses up, and his host is not happy about it. This is just preposterous. I'm calling your bluff right here, miss. No, the bluff is coming right now. Mr. Vanderwayne, if you want to voice your concerns about the information I have, how about you voice them to Kaiser, not me? See, you're a journalist. You wouldn't reveal your... That doesn't make sense. But vampire rules, I don't know, whatever. Addison turns to Vanderwayden, clenching his lips and gripping his wheelchair armrest tightly. Okay, he's unsettled. For a brief moment, the ever-present smile of Vanderwayden's face goes missing, and the expression that replaces it reminds me of a horrifying void. Well, if you stare enough, it stares back. But ultimately, again, are we just forgetting that these are, elders of this individual, lower in generation, and they would have certain abilities, such as Auspex. Auspex does a lot, but okay, let's just move on. Like a sneak peek into what's really going on in his soul. He quickly collects himself, but the image is burned into my retinas. To think these sorts of unsavory rumors are circulating around me. I should be grateful you let me know. So you're denying it? Of course I'm denying it. Categorically. You can bet your life savings on it. I certainly hope it is nothing more than an unfortunate blunder. Et tu, Brute? Come on, Addison. We've known each other for years. Yes, and what about it? I will... Sweet Jesus, Addison. I will get back to you in a second. Any more questions, Miss Lewinsky? Any of the names on the list sound familiar to you? No. I mean, yes. That is my long estranged child on your list, but... that's just another reason why I'm flabbergasted anyone would consider it mine. I see. Well, I hope you'll understand why I'm considering you a prime suspect now. Yes, and I swear to clear my name as soon as possible. Scout's honor, and any more questions? I'm good for now. Sheriff Al-Asmai will probably contact you later. I will get in touch with him myself, ASAP. Once again, thank you for your work. He extends his hand toward me, practically forcing me to shake it, then puts his hand on my shoulder to lead me to the door. All too eager to see me off? Out of sheer curiosity, Mr. Vanderwayden, I have one more question. It may be a bit random. I really didn't need to ask it, but I wanted him to die inside for a moment. Of course, my dear. His slightly strained tone suggests I may have succeeded. You seem like a person who couldn't live outside of NYC. By chance, have you listened to the Howard Stern's talk show after the World Trade Center fell? A tad unsure, but once again carefully controlled chuckle escapes his mouth. Jeez, that is random, but, well, New York, born and raised, just like you said. Of course I did. Your opinion? Same as everyone else. It was the spiritual guidance we needed that day, coming from the unlikeliest of places. visceral response to that verbalized everything we felt. A beautiful moment of unity. Not that I'm into lowbrow jokes about Pamela Anderson and the typical shock value the show intended to offer, but as far as I'm concerned, Howard did an indispensable thing that day. Why are you asking? No particular reason. I thought it might give me some insight into the kind of person you are. Well, that's the kind of person I am. Just your average New Yorker. So it seems. Well then, I'll leave you and Mr. Payne to your plans of conquering the city. Conquering the... Now that's spicy. Addison, I love this girl. She's gonna go far, I'm telling you. She's got that spunk, that glint in her eye. Goodbye, Miss Lewinsky. I wish you a pleasant respite and a swift success in your investigation. Good night. I make it a point to bow to Addison's servant, not the man himself. Just doubt he even noticed, but at least these invisible displays of rebellion make me feel a little better about myself. Alright, the faster I leave, the better. Yeah, no, like, you could be killed on your way home. God, it's this guy again. Julia. Father, how are you holding up? I'm fine, stumbling around, hoping for a miracle to happen. Like always, you know. No better place to ask for a miracle than behind these gates, you know. So I hear. As I pass him to report about Aisling and Agathon, I look around, but Benoit's nowhere to be seen. I'm just gonna ignore his absence. I feel like that's the right thing. Like, rather than bring it up, just like, don't speak of the devil, you know? Like, I decided to stay silent and just simply bask in the happiness of something good finally happening in my own life. Ah, fuck, I chose the wrong one. That's gonna summon him, damn it. But of course it doesn't last for long. Damn it. I sent Benoit away because I wanted to talk to you about him. Oh, well then he's probably hiding behind a bush somewhere. I knew it. Placate him how exactly? Benoit won't accept anything less than me joining a convent. He's like a worried parent. A basic gesture here and there, showing up in church from time to time, pretending to listen would get him off your case. I mean, I've been through this song and dance before with my own worried parents when I was a teenager, wandering in the forest until mass is over, not even being able to smoke because they pick up the scent. Not the best moments of my life, you know. And part of the reason I'm distancing myself from him, I don't need this fake energy in my life. And I'm honestly weirded out by you asking me to lie. Ooh, good turnabout. I'm not asking you to lie, Julia. Let me ask you this way. Are you a spiritual person? I guess I am. Kind of. Always was. Suddenly being able to see ghosts did not change a thing. I think it's mostly because seeing the world as purely material seemed boring to me somehow. You are, and you were, raised Catholic, so can't you find a way to express that spirituality in our church? I don't see a way right now. And why is that? I sigh. Too many people who think my soul needs to be saved because I live with a woman, for starters. I don't know, there's a lot of reasons. Like the sins of drinking blood every other night, or feeling some primal fear whenever I walk by a clergyman whose faith seems to be actually genuine. That one sounds like an excuse. It's about your relationship with God, not other people. In theory, but back in the old country, I've heard my share of homilies that felt kind of like complete condemnation of my kind, and none of that would condone the hate towards people like me. And, you know, when church-adjacent people try to stir shit around your very existence every few months, some minimal support would be appreciated. Sorry, all I can count on is silent complicity. I get it. I know there's a lot of work to be done and a lot of undeserved hurt going around, but listen, I don't want to even talk about it. If I can hate the tone I use when I talk about it. I sound preachier than those preachers. And my biggest dream is to just not give a shit. But I remember things. Like the story about a guy from my hometown. Most macho guy around with a jaw you could sharpen a knife on. Became an actor in Warsaw. Very successful. Deservedly so. The capital might not be NYC, but it's still a big city. Big cities go to the heads of bumpkins like us. In this case, it resulted in a dream of coming out to his parents. He was surrounded by all these stories of openly queer people. Played one even. So he thought he had a chance at making it at work, but... So he goes back to his town, tells everyone he's going to live with his truth. And his dad, a ruling party adjacent businessman, curses him. His uncle takes him to the bushes and starts to destroy him physically. So bad, he gets put in the ICUs. Face, jaw get ruined. For good. Fast forward a year or two, with his career over, this guy is stuck in his parents' rustic house with no other path to follow. He turns to God, who tells him to forgive his kid. Everything is fine again. Angelic choirs sing of divine mercy. A kind-looking priest talks about protecting our families. A man sits in the front row of the church, a disfigured smile on his face. But that story alone didn't drive me away. That one time I saw how blissful he was. I could swear he was actually able to hear God whispering to him. He looked like a saint. It fucked me up so bad I left. I feel nauseated now. Maybe I'm still reeling from hearing about Kara and Jesse Montgomery. Now, if we could never talk about it again, that'd be great. I know I tend to sound like a loser who loves to pontificate about shit I can't change, but at least I keep trying to change myself, damn it. I went after empty platitudes, but I think I understand what was meant to be to understand, and I hope I haven't insulted you in any way. Whatever. I've learned not to hold people responsible for what the rest of their organization is doing. It would be hard to look in the mirror otherwise. Not that there's much I can see in the mirror right now. I'm just wondering about one thing. There's always a cross on your chest. I like how it goes with my outfit. Is it just a fashion accessory to you? I just think she would be like, I'm done. I'm not going to talk to you about religion. I'm not going to say there's more. I'm not going to give you any more than I have. Good night. Have a good night, Father. I find her sitting in bed, scrolling through Pinterest on her phone. So how are you doing, detective? God, I'm gonna run out of time. Fuck, come on, hurry. I fall on the bed, bury my face in the pillows, and scream. That bad, huh? I don't want to tell her about the double spiral. I still have to figure out how I feel about it. I'm just not cut out for this. Oh, shut up. If you aren't, then who is? Sherlock Holmes. Hercule Poirot? Columbo? Mads Nicholson? Boyfriend? I don't know. Someone who can actually put two and two together. You can't fool me into believing you're incompetent, you dumbass. I've already read your articles. Don't pretend you suddenly forgot how to do your job. I haven't, but I've got no evidence, no witnesses, no promising leads, nothing. I just stumble around assuming things, talking big, blah. So, you're like, I don't know, Jack Nicholson in Chinatown. He actually solved this case. And then he wished he never took it up. Was that supposed to cheer me up? I'm just saying that the situation you're in sounds awful like Chinatown. Depraved elites, big plans for the city, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, and that's depressing. It is what it is. I just think you should approach it this way and look for a solution for your problems outside the box. That's a mystery, but it's maybe like a trap to escape? Maybe. I throw myself on the bed again and lie there for a bit, staring at the ceiling. Then I approach Dakota from behind and tug her sleeve to draw her attention. Psst. Hey. Put the phone away. Now, come on, Jules. We can't do this every night. I've got my own work and I need to worry about anemia. You said so yourself. Besides, I was just looking for inspiration. rub against her clothes with my face like a